Today we're going to put on these KnuKoncept battery terminals. Got them on eBay, about $40 total with shipping. Really interesting design. Just a block there. I guess they're zinc coated. We'll see how they work on an off-road application. I guess they're intended for car stereo enthusiasts or whatnot, but really interesting stuff. I bought the package that came with the side terminals because I have air pumps for when I air down and air back up, so I'll be able to screw these right into here. I'm trying to hold the camera and do this. So that'll screw right to there. Then it'll go on the terminal like that. And then I have alligator clamps that'll clamp to there for the air pump that'll pump the tires. So I got my X2 battery there, AGM battery. Been great so far. Had it for about a year, year, 2 years, about 2 years, about as long as I've owned it. Yeah, about 2 years. So hopefully that'll be good. I will have to relocate the negative cable here, and then there's a zip tie right here. That's a factory zip tie, so I feel bad about having to break that to get the extra length to reach. But ultimately these wires here will go in these terminals here on the side, and this will attach to the top of the negative post like so. And then when I do not have my air pumps on, once I'm done airing up after the trail, I'll be able to unscrew this, take this terminal off, and then, well, this is the positive, but it'll actually go like that, but you get the idea, and you'll see it come together. So here I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera, cut these cables, these old stock terminals off. You can see this negative here is twisted and just junk, so that's one of my main motivations to go ahead and replace these. So we'll see how it goes from here. On the positive side, terminal's a little old, a little rusted, so it has this short loop that goes under and back up to this fuse panel here. I'm going to go ahead and untie or unscrew these two bolts right here, and that'll just make it a little easier for me to move that positive side around. So I got those two nuts off. 10 millimeters is what they were, and this box tends to be a little shaky, and these were really tight, so when you go to take those off, be gentle. So that's my little piece of the positive cable there. We'll go ahead and clean those up, even though they're pretty clean. We'll go ahead and clean them up once more before we put it back together. So got the first power wire off, and that went over okay. I don't have the highest tech tool there, that's what I'm using, and just bit it off and cut it. I'll cut back that sheathing here, and that is the next one. So I'm going to try and show you this little trick right here. A lot of times when people are cutting these larger diameter or larger gauge wires, they have a tendency just to want to clamp down and try and just force their way through all that wire, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense, because if you move the tool, you're going to want to apply some pressure. Let me see if I can get a place where this will stay. Hey, that's not bad. Alright, so if you hold the terminal and move this back and forth, kind of open it and slide those, what you're doing is those teeth in there. I don't know if you can see those, or that edge. You're just kind of breaking through that wire and then twisting it to break it one last time. And there you go. I didn't strain too hard at all on that, and that's how it's done, son. Okay, so I missed a bit of the install. Battery on the phone died, so I had no camera, but finished up, and like I said I was going to do, I undid this. Tried to keep it as clean as possible. The bend right here, I really don't like that. It's kind of tight, so I think I'm going to try to extend this out and loop it down there, and then bring it back up. These are okay. I like them. The way I wish they gave you more ports. That would be nice if they gave you a couple more ports in there of the 4 gauge and the 8 gauge to accommodate the dual, battery cables that or dual wires that I've got coming out of here. That would have been so much nicer. Another thing is these top posts are only temporary for me while I'm using my air pump, of which I pulled out here, and I didn't even attach the cord that would go to the tire, but when I get done, it's going to be easier to screw those on, attach those like that. It's a little nicer, plus the caps overall, they're staying, the terminals themselves are staying covered, and then I'd be able to turn on my pump and then pump up my tire, so it works. But the way that these are threaded kind of odd, and it takes a little bit to get them in and out of being ginger, let's say, gentle. See if I can demo that. Like normally you'd be able to just start screwing it in, but it kind of stops right there, kind of stops, and so I tried, the standard back it out to hear that click, and the click is actually the threads actually seating up correctly, and then you can screw them in. So this got to be, I'm gonna have to be a little careful with it not to cross thread them, so I guess I'm kind of worried about that, but overall I think it'll be okay. We'll see. Yeah, see, even when it clicks, sometimes it doesn't, still doesn't screw in. I'm gonna cross thread these one day. It's gonna suck. So that is yeah, see, this is, So yeah, I did apply, like you saw when I initially showed you the terminals, I did apply Loctite to the portion where the wires go in. I applied Loctite there just in case, running down a bumpy trail. I have a feeling I may regret that when I go to take them apart one day, or when I'm, installing the winch and whatnot. But I think that little 4 or 5 minutes of pain, I think that Loctite will be a good deal. So overall, that's it. That's the X2. Since I got the hood all the way up, and give you a bird's eye view too. I did clean up the alternator as well. Make sure the connection was clean there. Check the grounds up by the dipstick there. They were kind of wet, so I pulled it out. But there you have it.